against Game Up. Meanwhile, 2baguettes have just beaten Triple Trouble in 5 games. So perhaps, maybe, this won't be quite as simple for Vitality as everybody is expecting. But I don't know. I think we're going to have to see something from 2baguettes pretty early to let us believe that there's a chance here, right?
Yeah, they're going to have to show us something amazing, and I think it's not only going to have to come early, but it's going to have to come early, in the middle, and at the end. They're going to have to play a perfect series of Rocket League to take down Renault Vitality. You want to talk about a powerhouse of a team? Well, this is them, and here they are battling in the corner, but so far, 2baguettes. I know we've only played 40 seconds, but they've weathered the storm quite well, and that's what you got to do against Renault Vitality. But I've always felt, Cole, like Renault Vitality is one of those teams that is comfortable to just sit there and kind of lull you to sleep, to wear you down, and when you least expect it, that's when they strike.
Oh, completely. That's why you can have absolute faith in Vitality always being able to take down these slightly lower teams. But before we get into the real Rocket League, the real guts of this series, Subi, I think a big question we have to ask, 1 second, yeah, it's been saved. Big question we have to ask is about the name of the guy who just put in that assist. Ariza. What are we going with?
Yes. We're going with anything you want. We're going to try and stay consistent with his name, and, we're trying our best out here, but sometimes when you don't see these players week in and week out, they're a little difficult. And speaking of difficult, that's a difficult save to be made. Fairy Peak rifles this right under the crossbar.
Well, it was a great save from I to the R to the wiser, but Fairy Peak was wiser than anybody on the 2baguettes team right there, rising so quickly to put that one away, and this one's pretty much started the way we would have expected. Now, I love Fairy Peak as a player, because normally when you have these superstars, Subi, they just have every desire to get forward as much as they possibly can. Sometimes to the detriment of their team. What a save by Ariza. But Fairy Peak, he can just chill, sit back, happily spend the entirety of a series in his half as long as his team end up winning at the end of it. Oh. Alpha. I mean, when you've got Alpha on your team who can do all the fancy stuff, why would you need to come forward?
I mean, one of the best 1v1 players that there is, and car control, not a problem from him. And the defender not expecting that double touch to come out. Full tank of boost for Alpha. And a quick 2-0 lead for Renault Vitality. I want to see 2baguettes get to work on offense. And we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it last weekend about teams that just hit the ball to hit it. And that was one of those plays right there where, yeah, that's a good play going through trying to knock the goalie out of the net. But the touch just wasn't there. You've got to be so precise playing against a team like Renault Vitality.
Hello. Oh, I think Arise is trying to make his pitch to join Vitality for next season with that touch, so I might have been sneaking in, but he decided to keep it alive. I admire the confidence, making sure that he's getting as many touches onto the ball as possible. And I do want to say about this squad in blue, we've seen some good saves from them off the bat. I don't think that Vitality are going to be scoring 5 or 6 goals every game from what we've seen up to this point. They've had to work for the 2 goals that they have had, which is a good way to get a foothold in any series. So there's definitely positives to take from their start.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And 3 shots to 3 so far in this match. The big difference is obviously goals made. Shooting accuracy has never been too much of a problem for Renault Vitality. Accurate strikers all around on this team. And when you look at KDOP and Fairy Peak, they've been playing together, I mean, since what seems like the inception of this game. They're hand in hand when it comes. I remember back in the day, old PRL tournaments, and they just ran the gamut with teams. Every single Sunday, it was Fairy and KDOP getting into the finals, and I think they won 20, 25 tournaments in a row. I mean, these guys are just crazy.
Here they go, launching another attack from the left wing. It is Fairy Peak to his new teammate Alpha. He rises up, but Alpha beats in, gets the one into the center. Fairy Peak had turned away from it. KDOT's been taken out off camera. So now in comes Fairy Peak, wanting to slow the ball down. Tempt Prime there into a 50-50, which hopefully for him, KDOT can keep going. That's a good win from Blurry as well. Good pace. Shown once again from 2baguettes, but the positioning of Vitality is killing them, because every clearance that they make, you know what color car it's ending up on. It's going to be an orange one, and it's going to be a goal.
Renault Vitality can do no wrong in game number 1 here. Great touch from KDOP, and this is an easy one for Fairy Peak. That's going to be hitting the back of the net every single time. But 2baguettes and a half. We've stressed how important game 1 is. This one seems like it's going to be going the way of the orange team, but that's a beautiful double tap from Blurry. A delay flick kind of catches the defense off guard.
A little bit of solo play there from Blurry. Had Alpha up against him, one of the 1v1 geniuses of our time, as you mentioned, but doesn't bother him at all. And there is a little bit of life in this first game if they can do something from this kickoff. We saw from Guild and Minx yesterday that the more established team can never quite give up on a series. You know, there's always danger at this level once you're into the top 32 of EU, but that one is in from Fairy Pete to complete his hat trick. And that should kill game 1, but we have had moments from 2baguettes and a half. We play with confidence.
And what I want to see is confidence from this blue team. I want to see them come out and not play scared, because right now you can tell that they're giving Renault Vitality a lot of respect, which you're going to have to do every single time you face them. And you're going to have to do that with any team you face in this regional. But don't play scared, because you just took down Triple Trouble, and they are on the rise. They're on a meteoric rise right now, and great pass from K-Dop all the way to Fairy Peak. Can Alpha clean up? No. K-Dop with a nice catch. Alpha disrupts, but not enough. But back to what I was saying, good touch from Blurry, and offense starting. They're not going to let me talk. But I want to see them not play scared. I want to see them come out and act like they have a shot at this. And there we go. Another one put on the board. 2 goals in 13 seconds. Hey, Cole, it could happen.
Well, it could indeed, but I mean, I think more importantly in the context of this series, they are making a game out of this first one, which is all you can really do. You know, I was bringing up Guild against Minx yesterday, and Guild, they were styling on Minx. They were just getting all the touches that they wanted. For the first 1.5 games, they were 3-0 up in game 2. And suddenly, Minx stepped up and surprised them and confused them and managed to grab a few goals, and the series completely changed. There is the potential for that to happen here as well, and I'm not just saying that to try and build up a potential upset that I don't really believe in. I think that I've seen signs of life from 2baguettes and a half there. There was 1 or 2 double commits when they were in attack, but for the most part, they were rotating around Vitality really well. It just seems to be that their clearances are a big weakness, because Vitality are reading everything that they're doing when they pump the ball long. Other than that, there is a chance. Maybe I'm overstating things. What do you reckon?
I mean, you know me, Cole. I love the underdog story, and I'm rooting for them. I'm not being biased, but I would love to see them make a series out of this, and whoever wins, wonderful. I'd love to see a game 5, but it's definitely a hard ask. But one good thing to see there was Renault Vitality only had 1 more shot than them in this match, and I think it's up to 2baguettes and a half to make their offense a little more worthwhile. Make sure that those shots are actually counting and making Renault Vitality step a little bit out of net instead of firing it right at them. And they're not really, you know, they're not stressing at all. They've seen these shots a million times. Do something a little different. Make them kind of play not how they're comfortable.
One team that will be comfortable for now is Vitality, and his Alpha for flip reset. One of the best flip resetters of the ball in the entire game, and he's almost got one there, but it's read well by Horizon. Now Blurry wants to get to this one. Prime was behind him, he was called off it. 1-0 early doors for Vitality.
Now this is just a simple breakdown on defense. You're going to see 2 players on the back wall, and that is just not necessary. Got to have someone sitting in net and someone up on that back wall to cover those upper 90s, but simple breakdown, and Renault Vitality is going to punish you.
They'll come again and again. They will not fear that. And unlike most teams at this level, they won't overcommit, even if it's completely tempting. That's a good pass from Alpha into the center. Now K-Dop's there, squeezing into the bottom corner. I've overstated it, haven't I, Subi?
Yeah, it seems like they're playing with their food at this point. Just great shot placement there from K-Dop. There was only one possible spot that ball could have went to the back of the net, and K-Dop finds it.
2-0 for Renault Vitality, and this is the exact start that Glory for Builders would not have wanted. That's a good touch though from Prime. Blurry's there, but the shot's a little bit weak. Alpha had all the time in the world to deal with it, and Vitality will come down the other end and not score though. Horizon getting a little bit of a touch on Alpha, just trying to shake them out of this flow state they seem to have got themselves into. It's a good clearance from Prime now. K-Dop's up for it. Fairy Peak will transition it towards Alpha. Look at the passing plays from Vitality. And fair play to Horizon because he got that save.
I love this new Renault Vitality team. I know they're not new as in like this season, but the addition of Alpha, where all 3 players from France, they're all speaking the same language, and you can just tell they're so comfortable with not only their communication, but with one another on the field. And the unselfish play is what makes this team special. And Fairy Peak finds the wide open goal. All 3 members with Renault Vitality getting up on the board in this game.
Easy. Just easy for them. They're just able to wait for 2baguettes to show their hand. And they can just counter them in any way they fancy. 3 different goals for 3 different players, and also 3 types of goals as well. There's been solo plays, there's been defensive mishaps, and now we have the infield pass as well. And Alpha would love to get a couple of stylish goals too. One thing about Vitality that, as a neutral, I mean, as somebody who likes to see the best team winning, I love it. But as someone who likes to see beautiful Rocket League, Vitality have this habit of going 2 or 3 up in in a game, and then just letting it fade away. You know, they won't overcommit, they won't start to be stylish and try flip resets and stuff. But I'm hoping today we get to see a bit of a show if the games continue to go this way. I'd love to see Fairy Peak bust out something special, you know, something from the ceiling, something crazy that we're not expecting from him.
Something clip-worthy, just anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Cole. It's one of those things where, yes, you want to see Game 5. That's always the best, especially when it's Renault Vitality. Those are always nail-biters, and they always make it exciting. But then, at the same time, you know what this team is capable of, and you kind of want to see them come out and put on that display of, we're powerful, you can't stop us, and that's what's happening right now. And it's just putting a smile on my face, Cole, to see a team with all of this potential, not letting it go to waste.
Yeah, this is what we want to see. Goals from Renault Vitality. And I think 2baguettes are starting to realize that this one is pretty much got away from them. The signs of positivity they had in game number 1 are yet to be seen in game 2. And I can't tell whether it's because they have slowed down, maybe the moment sort of got on top of them a little bit, or the Vitality are just stepping up and playing the level that we know that they can play. But I'm still hoping that there's more to come from 2baguettes, but we just haven't seen it in the last 2.5 minutes.
Oh, what a nasty dunk, and almost finding the back of the net there. And K-Dop and Fairy Peak gave each other a little high five at midfield, but they get back on defense in time. And an awkward pinch, but it gets around the defender. Love the mechanics of Alpha. Always so fun to watch. K-Dop off his mark there, and a demo opens things up. He's got an opportunity. Hey. Can he walk it in? There it is. They're on the board.
That's what we wanted to see. A demo opens it up, as you say. Great play from Blurry, being alert to where the defender was. There was a sort of cut in the center. I don't think he needed to. I think he could have just diverted straight to goal, but he wanted to make it look a little bit more deliberate. His finish. And there is only 3 goals left in this one. Subi, do they step up and up the pace now?
They need to. Are they going to?
Can they? That's my question.
Can they? That's a hard ask, because up until that point, when they scored that goal, I was going to point out the fact that Renault Vitality at that time had 8 shots to their 1. Now it's a little closer with 3, but nice. It's going to be a tough one. Right now, Renault Vitality just seem to be doing whatever they want and at will at this point.
I'm surprised that 2baguettes, they're missing so many touches in defense, because that just wasn't happening in game 1. That's the thing that is stumped me a little bit in this one. But there's another good demo from Blurry, and another good demo.
That's
from
an
Blurry.
Exterminator. Holy cow!
Has he got 7?
Yes.
Goodness me! Go on, son, get yourself a goal as well. Oh, nearly. A new virtuoso emerges in the EU scene. That's what all the players want to see, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they love that.
Zipping about, getting demos. Yeah, we'll scrim you. Why not? Please show us how to lose our cars for 5 minutes at a time.
You got to make sure when you're playing against either one of these players, virtuoso or Blurry, that you're wearing sunglasses, because your screen is going to be lighting up in your face. Nice dunk.
No, it's over. But here goes Blurry. 4-2. They've left it late yet again. But there's a chance.
There is a chance, but part of you goes, okay, is Renault Vitality giving it all? Are they really? Because these look like cleanup goals right now. This looks like kind of garbage time stuff, but you never know. This team did take, triple trouble to game 5, and it could have been the fact that, hey, they kind of underestimated this 2baguettes.5 team and said, oh, we're way better. And that's kind of what led to their demise. I don't want to see the same thing happen to Renault Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality was just starting to get a little bit double committee and silly, which is something I said earlier that they rarely do. And that just shows how comfortable they have been feeling, in particular in this second game. So it finishes 5-2 with that 0-second goal from Alpha. It's a poor touch from Prime, and I think that mainly it is those touches in defense. 2baguettes.5, they missed so much in that game that they were connecting with in the first one. And maybe that's because they were scared that Vitality were reading their touches in the first game, so they thought, right, what we need to do is be less predictable, force angles that aren't really there, and they've ended up going too far the other way and just missing the ball entirely, which, to be fair to them, is unpredictable, but not in the way they want it to be. So hopefully, in Game 3, and maybe beyond, there's a happy medium defensively for 2baguettes.5.
And if there isn't, then it makes you excited to see what Renault Vitality is going to do for the rest of the day, because
oh yeah,
I get that this 2baguettes squad isn't Dignitas per se, or even in any aspect of that saying, but Renault Vitality looking very powerful, and they're scoring at will. And if you're a fan of them, if you're a fan of Rocket League, you love to see it, and it makes you hopeful for the future.
Well, you say they're not Dignitas, 2baguettes.5, and they're already doing better than them, bear in mind. The Dignitas lost their first game earlier against Fadeaway, so this is a squad that's doing better than them. So they don't want to compare themselves to anybody else, 2baguettes.5. They've got to find some identity against Renault Vitality, the blueprint of clean Rocket League, and Fairy Peak clears Alpha's way. And for the third time in a row, it's an early goal for Vitality.
I mean, the IQ here from Fairy Peak. Most players are going to try and get the touch. He says, no, I realize there's one player in our way. He's going to go bye-bye, and Alpha's going to have an open net. How easy Renault Vitality makes it look sometimes just makes me jealous.
They do play with such ease, don't they? Everything looks so simple, so choreographed, like they've had it planned for the last 10 minutes going into the game. They all just have this second sight, but that miss, though, like, you're better than that, you know? I know it's against Vitality, I know it's tough, I know they're quicker than what you're used to, but that goal that just happened there all came from a complete mistake. It's not even like Fairy Peak faked him, as far as I could see. It was just a miss.
Just a miss, and he keeps pressure on that ball to keep it alive, and K-Dop comes in just to put a touch on it. He's able to get that double touch to slide it in net, and just like that, 25 seconds into this game, Renault Vitality already with a 2-0 lead, and 2baguettes.5. This would be a Cinderella story if there's ever been one.
I'm beginning to lose faith, Subi, I won't lie. I was building it up in Game 1. I saw potential. At this point, my potentialometer is swinging dangerously close to 0. But who knows, you know?
At least it's not in the negative.
That's true, yeah, we're not there yet. Maybe a couple more Vitality goals and it'll be in the -6s. It's like the Kelvin scale. It has a certain sort of finite limit. It's -6 in this case, the potentialometer. And we're still hovering above 0.
You expect me to know Kelvin when I don't even know Celsius? Come on, bro. Like, I'm a Fahrenheit boy.
I think Kelvin ends at -40. No. Celsius. I don't know. I'm trying to sound smart.
Spaceman.
That's my problem. Yeah.
Spaceman's actually smart, where you and I just try and pretend to be sometimes.
I could make a reference to Kelvin, and people go, oh, he knows what Kelvin is. That's pretty clever. But actually, it's cold. It's like degrees above coldness or something. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. What do I know?
I don't know. At first, I thought you were talking about your friend Kelvin.
He's not my friend anymore. We don't speak of Kelvin.
That's fair. But hey, good defensive stance there. Good challenge there from Blurry. Can they make anything of it? No. They just wanted to get your hopes up there. And right now, all Renault Vitality has to do is a couple victory laps around this field, and we will be moving on to the next series, because at this point, it is all theirs. They are in complete control.
Here we go. Good touch from Prime. Oh, but it's saved by Fairy Peak. Ariza can't quite come in quickly enough. He knocks on the door, though, tentatively from 2baguettes.5. They will keep trying to knock it down. Blurry's going to have to turn around, so Ariza catches that one. He and Prime now move forward in formation. Prime's underneath it. He will get a chance to put this one into the top corner. Fairy Peak intelligently from the backboard. Got the save again from Vitality. They're having to make saves, though.
keeping them honest, just making sure Renault Vitality isn't going to meme the entire time. Just say, hey, guys, we're still playing, we're still here. We took down Triple Trouble. We could do it to you. No, it's not going to happen. But one would like to see it. One would like to see at least a close game, just like Game 1 was, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And how amazing is our production crew running this entire, everything, making you look good, making me sound good, putting the games on the screen, and then they're also paying attention, and we're getting up to the minute updates of 0 Kelvin is negative 273 degrees Celsius. I mean, come on. We have the best production crew in the world.
We were hinting at it, that's what we were trying to get across. We just weren't able to get our words in the right order and that, to make it clear that's what we knew and meant. That's why we needed their help. You know what I'm saying?
No. Oh. This has been all Renault Vitality, my friend, and like I was saying, I'm excited to see what they can do. This is going to be 2 wins, so all they need is one more as far as series go to go into next weekend and try and get back to those, I guess what you call it, the championship bracket?
Yeah, I'd probably say week 2 for now, then the playoffs would be, where the real big boys emerge, those top 8. And Vitality, they finished 3rd/4th last season, last regional, and they will be so frustrated about that. They will absolutely hate looking at the results and not seeing a little gold highlight next to them on Liquipedia because they've got 1st place, So they are trying to put these teams, squads like 2baguettes.5, to the absolute sword to regain their fear factor, and they're going about it the right way today.
Yeah, that's what I love about this team is their desire to win, and how true they stay to this game. They always treat every match as a world championship. You see what they're doing to this team right now, and yeah, they're trying to get some highlight goals right now, but they've dominated the entire series, and that's what I love about this team. They're not satisfied with 2nd place. It's all or nothing, championships or bust, and they give up a quick one here, and that's going to bring it within 2, and Cole, we've got a reverse sweep on our hands.
Serious casting time now, Subi. Ariza puts that one home, and there is 15 seconds for 2baguettes.5 to get the 2 goals that they need to peg Vitality back and force at least Game 4. Big kickoff here. Prime up against Alpha 54. It goes to the side. Now Alpha's in the air, but he's beaten to it by Blurry. Good touch from him as well. He's had a few good demos this game. K-Dot, though, is keeping it going. Prime puts it forward. This is the opportunity perhaps that they need. Blurry, though, can only get a touch towards his own goal. And almost another, and Vitality there.
And that's one of those ones where maybe if we would have counted down like we did yesterday, they would have came back.
Maybe. But overall, we've got a clean sweep for Renault Vitality. There was a couple of question marks in game number 1, but once they were through that, they'd safely navigated it, and it just never looked like 2baguettes.5 were in this series, unfortunately. I think, though, that, what the desk alluded to and what you and I were saying at the start, that is a huge amount of experience for 2baguettes.5. They're not going to face anyone as tough as Renault Vitality for goodness knows how long. And the skill that they've come up against here should give them some amazing tips and stuff. Look back at those replays and just improve themselves.
And that's all you got to do in Rocket League. You got to try and get better every single day, and you've got to look at the bright side. Hey, yes, we did get absolutely stomped there, but we're in RLCS X. We're in this 2nd split, and we can improve. We can get better. Let's try and break down this film. It's going to be messy. It's going to be sloppy. But you think Renault Vitality started off on the top? Well, when they got picked up, they kind of did. But K-Dop and Fairy Peak, when they started playing this game, they weren't the best players in the world. They had to grind to get there, and that's what these players, got to do on 2baguettes.5.
Well, let us know what you thought about Renault Vitality's performance on Twitter at RL Esports using the hashtag RLCSX. Otherwise, make sure you're back in a few minutes because Endpoint are coming up against Venk.